Welcome to another episode of Design Breakdown, and in this quick tutorial I'm going to show you how I created this design using Adobe Illustrator. Without wasting much of our time, let's get down to it. So the first thing we are going to do is to go over to File, New, and then we are going to go over to the artboards and we are going to create a preset of, say, the width is 1080 pixel and the height is 1350 pixel. It's going to be an artboard. We are going to click on create. So now the first thing I'm going to do, having created the artboard, I am going to import every asset we are going to use for this design, and I'll make sure everything is on this canvas so that we can have all of them and work on our design. So I've already copied everything together. I'm just going to click on Ctrl V. I've pasted it. So I'm going to reduce the artboard size. I'll have some of the elements on the left and some of the elements to the right. So let's increase this. Let's take this one to the right, and let's take these ones to the left. To the left and to the right. Yeah. So now the first thing I'm going to do is to bring in the main character, which is all these pictures here. I'll take this one and I'll drop it over here, and I'm going to increase the size by holding down Shift and increasing the size to this. Now ensure it's at the middle. The next thing I'm going to do is to take the circle that is at the left and bring it over here. Right click on arrange, bring to front, and then I'll hold down Shift and I'll increase the size of this, and I'll have this over here. I could reduce this one size a bit, but I think it's okay here. I'll move it up and reduce the size of the circle a bit, and I'm going to have it here. The next thing I'm going to do is to bring over the second character and have it here. Hold down Shift and increase the size here. Ensuring this one, option, arrange, bring to the front. So this is going to be here. Right, this is going to be here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to bring over this one here and bring it here. Right click, arrange, bring to front. I'll also increase the size of this. I'll have it somewhere here. And this too, I think I'll have some of this up a bit. Let it be here. This, I'm going to move it up a bit. Let each one have a breathing space. Then I'll bring this character and I'll drag it over here. Right click, arrange, and I'll click bring to front, and I'll increase the size of this too by holding down Shift, and I'll position this here. I'll select everything I have in the canvas already. Let me see everything right here right now, and I'll hold down Shift and drag them down a bit. I think this is okay. Now the next thing, since I've worked on the positioning, the next thing I'm going to do is to adjust, is to work on the background actually. So I'll bring this image here, bring it over here, hold down Shift, increase the size, hold down Shift, ensure everything is balanced, and increase the size of this too. Now this is perfect. I'll now tap on it, click on the image, right click, arrange, and I'll click on send to back. I think I'm going to move this over here a bit. The next thing I'm going to do is to bring this other image here, drag it into our artboard, hold down Shift and drag and have it here. Right click, arrange, send to back, right click again, arrange, bring forward. Now how about does this? Now the next thing I'm going to do is to play around the blending mode. So I'll go over here, as transparency, and I'll play around it just like we have in Photoshop. You go to there, you try darken looks good. This for screen, but I think overlay it looks good. Let me see hard lights. I think I like hard lights, so I'm going to go with hard lights, and this is it. The next thing I'm going to do is to ensure that everything is the way I want it to be. So I'm going to bring out this red here, hold down shift and drag it a bit to the top there. Now ensure this is a little bit down. I'll go back to the layers and make adjustments in any way that I feel like. So I'll drag this over here. Let me leave this to be at the top here. Then I'll drag it down a bit and leave it here. The next thing I'm going to do is to bring in this black blur and drag it here. Right click on it, arrange, and I'll bring it to the front. Close this down and increase this. Now I have this exactly where I want it to be. The next thing I can do is to ensure that everything is balanced the way I want it to be. So I'll bring in this shape here, right click, arrange, bring to front, then I increase this a bit to the position I want it to be. I'll leave it here and check for this side. So is it at the right position? Yes. So I'll leave it there. So having had this exactly where I want both of them to be, the next thing I can do, or the next thing I will do, is to ensure that my images are not too hidden. So I'm going to come over here, go back to this image here and adjust it to the left a bit. Yes, so I'll adjust this to the left a bit. I'll come over to this one here. I'll bring it up a bit. So having done that, our movie poster is getting a share. Now there's a blur here, which I'm just going to move over here. I'm just going to create a duplicate for it by holding down Alt, and I'll drag it here. Holding down Shift, I'll increase the size and I'll bring it somewhere here. Sorry about that. I'll take this, bring it somewhere here, arrange, bring to front. So I'm just going to hold down this and I'll rotate it. I'll rotate the shape, the blur. So I'll just rotate it here. I'll keep it somewhere here to cover that lower area. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in the name of the movie, such as this. I'll bring it here, arrange, bring to front. So I'll have it here, and then I'll reduce the size of it and have it somewhere here and align it to the center. I'll make sure it is aligned to the center. So having done that, the next thing I'm going to do is to go over here, click on transparency. I'll try multiply, I'll try lighting. I think I like lightning. I'll try overlay. No, hard lights looks good. I might work with this difference. Okay, I think I like difference though, so I think I'll leave it at difference. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in this and drop it here. Click on right click, arrange, bring to front. So I'm going to just hold down Shift and increase the size of it. Then I'll take on the second image, bring it at the exact same spots, right click, arrange, bring to front. So at this point I'm just going to move it and leave it there. I think this is fine. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to bring this here, and I'll probably rotate it. I'll rotate it. So once I'm done with the rotation, I'll just bring it over here, hold down, arrange, bring to front. So I have it here. So the next thing I can do is, after doing this, I'll just drag, hold Alt and bring it over here, hold down Shift and reduce the size of it and have it here. Also hold down Shift, drag and bring it over here. So hold Shift, drag to reduce it. So having done that, we have gotten basically all that we need for this movie. So sorry about that. So we can just do some adjustment to ensure everything is in order by moving this up a bit. Now the next thing we have to do is to bring up this horn, and we'll bring it over here. Right click, arrange, bring to front, hold down Shift, and you have the horn here. Now I'm going to do one more thing by increasing the size. We're going to increase our video length so you see what I'm going to do. So I'm going to bring in this and put it over here. Use Shift and increase the size a bit, and then we'll go back to arrange. We'll ensure that it's arrange, bring it to the front. We'll go back to our transparency layer. I'll set it to screen. Okay, now we'll go over here, we'll go back to our brush tool, click on this point here, that brush libraries. We'll go back to Bristol brush, and we are going to select the first pointed one with 1.0 mount point. Then we'll click on our brush, we'll create a new layer. After creating a new layer, I want to create a highlight for certain areas here. So we'll create a new layer, click our brush, ensure our stroke is set to white, but the fill set to 0. So we'll just draw over, keep selected. So come over here and we'll draw like this. We'll ensure that it's smooth, and we can increase the size to maybe 2 and increase and make this pointed, the uniformity to be pointed. We'll come over here, we'll do the same for this. We'll come over here, we'll do the same for this. We'll come over here, we'll do the same for this. We'll come over here, we can just highlight this a bit, and these two can highlight the hair a bit too. Ctrl Z, I don't think that came out nice. Can highlight this a bit, or can highlight here a bit too. So we'll select all that you have done. Let me see if increasing the size will make sense. So let's leave it at that. Let me check here. So we'll select all this. So we'll go back to objects. We'll click on expand appearance. We'll come here to effects. Go over to blur. Click on Gaussian blur. And click on any value we like. I'll come over to transparency. I'll click on screen to brighten it up. So I'm just going to increase this thing to about 30%. So we'll see what it looks like. So at this point, this is what it looks like. We have added some highlights to the hair. We can reduce the opacity if we don't like it by clicking here and coming over to the transparency area, go over to opacity. We can drop it down to maybe 73 if you like, and we'll leave it at that. Yes, then the last thing we are going to do is to still go over to our brush, ensure that the fill it's nothing, and the stroke we'll leave it at red, but I think I'm going to make it dark red. So I'm going to double tap on the color, drop it down here, and now we are just going to paint over the hair. So let me leave it to something here like this. We're just going to paint over the hair like this. So I'm just going to go back to the brush settings. I'm going to go back to the brush settings. Sorry, why is there heritage? I'll go back to the brush settings, double tap on it, and then uncheck keep selected. So I'll come over here and now use the brush to just draw over just like this. Let me ensure it's on the new layer, so I'm going to create that on the new layer, and I'm just going to draw over just this way, and I'll draw over here too. This is just trying to mimic the hair flow, so you just draw over it and you're good to go. Then finally I'll take this blur that is here, I'll drag it over here, right click, arrange, bring to front, and then that just gives it a sense that okay, there's a little bit dark, or we can increase the size a bit. And the last thing we are going to do is to create a clipping mask around all of this. So just go here, create a layer, we'll just create go to the shape tool, we can tap on it and click on 1080 for the width, and the height 1350, and click OK. The shape is going to be created. So we'll just, the next thing we are going to do is to ensure that this shape is in the right place. So we'll drag it, well, let me just do it by myself. I'll just come over here and drag and ensure it is at the right spots. Click on here, come over here, ensure it is at the right spots, come over here, ensure it's at the right spots. So with that being done, the next thing you are going to do is to ensure it's at the top of all of the design. Then once it's at the top, the next thing you are going to tap is what? Ctrl A, which selects everything. Then you right click and you make a clipping mask. And once you are done making a clipping mask, you can also press Ctrl A and everything is done. So this is a quick way on how you can create a simple movie poster design in Adobe Illustrator. Thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got value from this. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll try to create more content on stuff you can do using Adobe Illustrator. Thank you. See you in the next one.